So I'm just writing this at the Cobleskill DSS. The reason why I'm not safe in Albany or Schenectady, and since 2019, Tommy Barker, my ex's brother, said to me, "You're doing my sister's rail time and your sister's jail time, so that they can be on The Bachelorette." And I think that was year 2022. It was to be considered for marriage to Tom Cruise and David Miscavige, and they kept their identities secret. There's a Rachel and a Wendy, and that ought to tell you something. One woman named Rachel, the other one Wendy or something, or last name Wendy, and they are competing to be married to these men, but they look like they themselves are transsexuals and really, really deep undercover. But the one of them looks identical to Wendy Lynn Barker, who's a colony cop. So then family outside of my sister Liz Roman Seeloff, now she's remarried to a man named Seeloff, which is probably a cover marriage. Karen Diana Depp Hanley is not doing well. Jamie James William Depp is not doing well. Me, myself, Rachel Hope Depp, not doing well. Robert William Depp, also struggling to stay above water. But my sister, from what I hear, owns her house outright, a $300,000 house in Manans. She could have chosen any home. She wanted that one. She claims it's so that her daughter would have the best schooling. So, bought and paid for. Douglas A. Caruso Sr., very suspect. He might be obligated to his dad as a nice pushover, but it could land him in Gitmo, because this guy was learning flight simulator, CSX trains, and moved to Oman, the Middle East. So then there's Elizabeth Ann Depp is my sister's name. She was born March 15th, 1978, I believe, or 79. These are all her aliases. Bess DeRunner on Facebook. Bessie, Bess, Beth, Liz, Lizbeth, and sometimes her friends will call her Lizard or whatever. That's the only number I know of. She has a Venmo account that's often public, if you can decipher her little lingo. She goes out to breakfast a lot with Mr. Seeloff, and now they're married. But I believe it is a cover marriage, and that David Miscavige and her are married, but also that they are freaky-deaky and into all kinds of swinging and all this other stuff, because his purpose was derailed. And so when that happens, you kind of try to make up for it doing other things that never really prosper. So as for family who has not, I believe my family has encouraged one another not to help me, not to associate with me, to treat me like garbage until I get the help I need, which is in reality until they pummel me, till I will not say any more about these marriages and their convenience, as well as possible custody cases involving another family in Florida, and people designated maybe a couple of the women in my family to be baby producers, and they can do hypnosis followed by Rohypnol and all these other things to cover up pregnancy and birth of a child. But I have proof that I was pregnant in Florida, and that I may possibly have at least 2 children, possibly one in New York and possibly one in Florida. Other children have been produced, and many of these women, even the women that are against one another, may have children out there that are benefactors and that are a threat. And these children, they become adults very quickly and begin to hunt down their mom. It's usually their mom. They want to kick her to death and play all these games against their mom. So if you're a female who's capable of having children, I would be careful as to how fast I judge another female. So with that, I am an artist. I like to draw. One of my most frequent subjects is my own hand, because it happens to be attached to me, and I don't have to carry around any other thing. It's just right there. It's good for practice in linear drawing, shading, and proportions, where you just eyeball it and you try to get it accurate on paper. I am an art, and my point is, I'm not a throwaway. I'm not a throwaway. And I've been saying this since 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and now it's 2023, and we are going through the month of Mother's Day, where everybody's like, Happy Mother's Day. Oh, are you a mom? And it's all jabs at me. So if there are children who are convinced they are my children, and they are told by either a chief of police and his family, a retired police sergeant and his family, or a captain of the Sea Org and his family, how can any one woman withstand it?